This is the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast, a father and son's journey into the vast worlds of music. I am your host, Mike Ficklin, and joining me on this epic musical journey is my son,
Michael Ficklin.
This show is dedicated to the discussion of music and introducing Michael to music from the past and present. We will mainly be discussing the genres of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. We will also from time to time dive into film and video game scores, and we'll sprinkle in some surprises along the way. Michael, what have you been listening to this week?
I have listened to the latest Killswitch Engage record. I liked it.
Yeah.
Also listened to bit of Periphery. Also my giant playlist.
Circling back to that Killswitch Engage record real quick, do you got any particular favorite songs on it?
It's probably between Forever Aligned and Abandon Us.
Okay. Yep, both of those are pretty good songs. I like Collusion also.
Mm-hmm.
Which Periphery records did you go and revisit?
Most of them.
Most of them?
Yeah.
As in, like, you listened to all of them, including P1, which I know you absolutely love?
No. That, I'm gonna be honest, that will never be listened to. I will.
Well, I guess I'm gonna put it on our.
Okay.
Since you want to be like that.
I dislike it.
To be fair, I don't think they're very fond of it either. So.
No, I know that they made a remark once about it.
Anything else you've been listening to?
Nope.
For me, I have listened to some more Anthrax. I got through another record featuring John Bush. I'm still not sold on the John Bush era of the band. I still feel like Joey Belladonna is definitely the better singer for this particular band. And that's not an indictment on John Bush. John's good. I don't feel he's as dynamic as Belladonna is. I listened to Volume 8, The Threat is Real, and it's okay. Rather than advance to the next John Bush era record, I jumped forward and listened to 2011's Worship Music, which was the first record with Joey Belladonna back in the band, and I loved Worship Music. That was the band at its absolute peak. Great stuff. So, at least I have more Joey Belladonna goodness to come. Also listened to the new EP from Across Oceans called Coralea. I figured you'd be excited about this one, Michael. This thing just goes heavy as hell, but it has some really brilliant melodic moments. The Berlin prog metal act does not disappoint, and it definitely leaves me wanting more. Also decided to check out a band that I'd never listened to before, but came highly recommended. Listen to the band, I believe it's pronounced Sour, or maybe Sayer, spelled S-A-O-R. I'm not particularly sure which way it's pronounced, but I listened to their new record, Amidst the Ruins, and let me tell you something, this album absolutely rocks. I had never heard these guys before, but like I said, they came heavily recommended to me by a few people. So the band, they're a Scottish band, and they play sort of atmospheric black metal. To say that I was impressed would be an understatement. This record combines the best of black metal with like some Scottish and Celtic influences. It creates a really cool vibe that I totally enjoyed thoroughly. I definitely will be taking a deep dive into their back catalog. This record was an absolutely amazing experience through and through, and it gets one of my recommendations of the week. The other record I listened to is Spirit Box's new record, Tsunami Sea. Somehow, I completely forgot that this was being released today. It was awesome to see it when I was checking out new releases. This is their second full album, and I very much enjoyed my time with it. The band continues with its blend of elements from the metalcore, progressive metal, and djent genres. It feels like a step forward for the band. The complexity is ratcheted up in the musical compositions, and the band also brought in some additional electronic elements. So, in my time listening to it, I was reminded of Periphery. While there's not as much, Guitar Hero pyrotechnics compositionally, the music does feel very Periphery-like. This album also gets a high recommendation from me this week. Michael, anything else you want to talk about before we move on to our next segment?
Nope.
All right. So, with that said, we'll move on to our next segment. This is the Art of Discovery, wherein we check out some unsigned bands or maybe bands you've never heard of and give them a little love. Our first song in this segment is from a band called Beware the Gong. They're an orchestral black metal djent progressive jazz noise band, and this is their song, The Elephant Man as a Distinguished Gentleman Sipping His Tea. And again, that was Beware the Gong with their song The Elephant Man as a Distinguished Gentleman Sipping His Tea. And that comes from their brand new 2025 album titled Eternal Rain. You can purchase the record digitally on the Fake Nose Records Bandcamp page, or you can purchase the album on vinyl from ElasticStage.com. Michael, what did you think about that song?
I feel like it was gonna jump to that heavy guitar.
Yeah, it comes at you unexpectedly all of a sudden, doesn't it?
Yes. It does.
The whole thing feels just really epic, man.
Yeah.
It feels huge.
Yes.
I love it.
Me too.
I listened to the whole record. It's an amazing experience. All right. Our next song is from a band called Deeproot. They're a deathcore band from the Netherlands, and this is their brand new single, Gemini. And once again, that is Deeproot with their song Gemini. You can purchase this song and their other material from their Bandcamp page. Michael, what did you think about that one?
Heavy metal.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Makes you give that stank face and goes hard.
Yes. Heavy metal.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you'll like their other stuff if you like that too. Awesome band.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And our last band for the segment is a band called Ætheric. They are a progressive metal band from Sydney, Australia. And this is their song, Passive Fire. And once again, that was Ætheric with their song Passive Fire. You can purchase all of their music from their Bandcamp page. Michael, what'd you think about that one?
Great. Great.
Enjoyed that, did you?
Yep.
Yeah, all their stuff that I've heard so far is really good. I've been very impressed. I really enjoy the singer. The guitar work is fantastic. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited to see what else they come up with. I believe these guys are like a brand new band. I think they're new. I mean, literally new. Just started putting out music this year.
Oh. Ew.
So we're definitely giving a new band some love this time.
Yep.
Michael, you got anything else before we close up this segment?
Nope.
All right, well, we would like to thank all of the bands featured on tonight's segment for letting us play a song from each of them. And if you would like to have a song played on this segment on future episode of the show, just reach out to us via our social media or shoot us an email at lightmovepod@gmail.com. We'd love to check you out and give you a shout. All right, now we were going to get into our main topic of the evening. This is breaking down Van Halen's 1978 release, Van Halen.
Self-titled.
Exactly. Van Halen is the debut studio album from the American rock band, released on February 10th, 1978 by Warner Brother Records. It is regarded as one of the greatest debut albums in rock music. It was a major commercial success, peaking at number 19 on the Billboard Top LPs and Tape chart. It has sold more than 10 million copies in the United States, receiving a diamond certification from the Recording Industry Association of America, making it one of the best-selling albums in the country. In 2020, the album was ranked number 292 in Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time.
That is a high rating.
Yes, it is. Some interesting notes on this. Van Halen actually recorded demos of 10 songs in November of 1976. That demo was financed by Gene Simmons of Kiss. Do you know who Kiss is, Michael?
No.
Okay. Good Lord, man. We gotta get you learned up.
Don't blame me.
The recording of the album was done with producer Ted Templeman, and it began on August 29th, 1977. The tracks were recorded during sessions between August 31st and September 8th of 1977. It was mostly recorded live, but songs Runnin' with the Devil, Jamie's Cryin', Feel Your Love Tonight, and Ice Cream Man contain guitar overdubs. Work on the album ended on October 4th with the final mixing of Little Dreamer and Eruption. Michael Anthony recalled, "We didn't have a ton of material, so we basically just took our live show and all the songs we knew and went for it. The whole album only took a couple of weeks. Ted Templeman wanted to make a big, powerful guitar record, and he had all he needed in what Eddie was doing." In the United States, Van Halen reached number 19 on the Billboard 200. Their debut single, a cover of the Kinks' You Really Got Me, spent 11 weeks, 3 of which in the top 40, on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 36. Van Halen went to gold status on May 24th, 1978, and then went to platinum status just a few months later on October 10th, 1978. In less than a year, the album had sold more than 1 million copies in the US alone, meaning that the album was already a great success. On October 22nd, 1984, the album went to 5X multi-platinum status. The album went to 6X multi-platinum on February 1st, 1989, and then to 7X multi-platinum on September 29th, 1993. And in less than a year later, on July 11th, 1994, the album went to 8X multi-platinum. And finally, on August 7th, 1996, just 2 years later, the album went to diamond status. Crazy.
Just named like 5 billion trophies.
Right? And with that little bit of background out of the way, let's go ahead and do our deep dive, Michael. The album opens up with the song Runnin' with the Devil. What do you got on this one, Michael?
I like the guitar riff and the drums. Also like the vocals. The song's just perfect.
Yeah, I love this song. I can summarize this song in 2 words. Absolutely iconic. The way the song opens with the sound of car horns recorded and played back at slow speed before it transitions into Michael Anthony's thumping bass notes, just pure perfection.
I also like what they do with the echo vocals throughout this song.
Yeah. Eddie Van Halen's guitar riff is hooky and memorable. David Lee Roth is at his crooning best on this song. We get treated to our first taste of the now iconic backing vocals of bass guitarist Michael Anthony and Eddie Van Halen in this one. Eddie gives us a tasty guitar solo. Alex Van Halen is killing it on the drums. This song is so good. Love the song. It's a hell of a way to open up an album.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Did you enjoy the way that the song opens up, Michael?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got anything else on this one before we move on?
Nope.
All right. So we'll move into track number 2. This is Eruption. Michael, what do you got on this one?
Just Eddie at his peak.
100%.
Eddie's going crazy on that guitar. There's no other ways to put it.
He's on his Guitar Hero stuff.
I didn't think I was listening to somebody play Guitar Hero.
Hardest level.
Difficulty extreme.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going to hear this a lot from me during this discussion. Just iconic. This is one of the greatest guitar solos in rock guitar history. This is the solo that everyone instantly thinks about when they think about Eddie Van Halen. Eddie showing off his 2-handed tapping skills. The second half of the solo is my favorite part, personally. It has a sort of classical music feel to it. This is just an incredible musical composition, and I can only imagine what it had to be like to hear this for the first time back in 1978. It was mind-blowing enough to me the first time I heard it as a kid. So, man, incredible song. Fun fact, Eddie always did a guitar solo at all of their live shows and stuff, and usually he would work Eruption into that solo that he would play at live shows. So I got to see him play that several times when I saw the band live.
That's cool.
Very cool. Michael, you got anything else on Eruption?
Nope.
All right. So we'll move right along to track number 3. This is You Really Got Me.
I really like how this opens up.
Yeah. You like that opening guitar riff?
Also like how it implements the drums and then it goes into the vocals. It's just perfect. That's all you can really say. It's just perfect.
It's very sing-songy.
Yeah.
It's super hooky.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah, so this is a cover of a song originally done by a band called The Kinks. And this is one of those rare instances for me where the cover surpasses the original. Alex and Eddie are absolutely jamming on this song. I really enjoy the little extra guitar flourishes that Eddie adds. And you can feel the band is having a blast with this song. Roth's vocals are so good on this. Eddie contributes another outstanding solo mid-song. And fun fact, commonly when this song is played on the radio, it is preceded by Eruption, just like it is on the album. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Michael, you got anything else on You Really Got Me?
Nope.
No? Man, not saying very much. I figured you would really enjoy this album, man.
I do.
Figured you'd have more to say.
It's hard to think of things. It's just perfect.
They are on top of their game on this record, man.
Mm-hmm. Very agreeable.
What do you think of Michael Anthony's backing vocals in conjunction with David Lee Roth?
I gotta be honest, until you pointed that out, I did not realize it was backing vocals at all.
Yeah, Roth's vocal register is usually pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think his range is typically as high. Michael Anthony's got these insane high-pitched vocals, and he really works them at points on this record. And I think it works really well because Roth is, more of a crooner, and I don't say that as I'm trying to put him down or anything like that. It's just a fact of where his vocal range lies.
Yeah.
So I think Michael Anthony being able to contribute those backing vocals, and even Eddie Van Halen too, it makes the sound of the band, right? It creates that iconic sound of the band.
And I didn't even realize that it was like there's backup vocals on when we listen just at all, like to most things.
Man, you really aren't paying attention.
I am.
You gotta get you some good headphones, man.
These are good headphones.
I feel like you're not paying attention. This is blatant stuff here, man.
Yo, I do not hear it.
Okay,
but also, so. I gotta be honest. All I really hear, going a little off topic, it doesn't help that when I'm in choir, that my section is the loudest section, and we only have 7 people.
Are you unable to pick out individual voices when you're in choir?
I don't know. Yes and no sometimes.
Got to train your ear a little bit better, man. I think the more music you listen to, the better you're going to be able to pick out certain things. Like our conversation on the last episode about Rush, I had asked you if you could pick out Geddy Lee's bass work, and you had mentioned that you didn't really notice it. And I think that just is about training your ear to listen for it. And I think it's going to be kind of a similar thing with picking out backing vocals, because they're definitely there. Bass lines are definitely there. I mean, Michael Anthony's got some outstanding bass lines on this record, and I can pick them out really easy when I go back and listen to it, but I also have a few decades on you.
Yeah, so. But also you've been listening to music for 4 decades, so...
Yeah, like I said, I got a few decades on you.
And I've only been listening to music for 1 decade, so... There's a very distinct difference.
I think you'll get there. Stay with me, pal. We'll get you learned. All right. So moving on from track 3, we'll go to track number 4. This is Ain't Talking About Love. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I like the opening with that guitar riff. Also, like the drums. They're just all jamming on this song.
Yeah, they really are. What do you think about Roth's vocals on this?
They're different than the other songs. They're more out than the other songs. They're more like pulled in. If you get what I mean.
Explain for the listeners.
I can't really explain it.
Hey, Mr. Choir Man, come on.
Okay. There's no way to describe it. There isn't a piano, so I can't describe it that way. So, there is no describing.
Yeah, to me, Ain't Talking About Love is perhaps the most anthemic song on the record. Eddie's opening guitar riff is dirty and gritty.
Yeah.
There's a killer bass line from Michael Anthony on this one. David Lee Roth's lyrics to this song are subversive and fun. We get treated to a brief Eddie Van Halen solo around the halfway point. And the ending piece of this song where they chant, "Hey, hey, hey," is legendary, man.
Yeah.
whenever this song is played in a live setting, the audience usually participates in shouting that out.
I assume
it
so.
It makes for a memorable experience.
I would assume
it's kind of a call and response sort of thing.
Yeah. You say hey and something else.
Or, Roth will come up and or Michael Anthony will start trying to get the crowd involved and wanting them to do that part with them live. It makes for a more immersive experience when you're live and you get to do something like that with the band.
It helps increase the chances that people would come back because you're making it a better experience for them because you're including the crowd instead of just 100%. Keeping yourself.
You're engaging them. You're not just singing at them. You're getting them to participate.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I love it when bands do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think most bands really, the more the crowd is into a live show, the more they get out of it while they're on stage, and the more energy they put into it and stuff. So, yeah, all the times I've seen Van Halen and I've seen them play this song. This one is one of those songs that gets the crowd up and going.
Yeah,
gets the crowd singing full throated and stuff. It's just a really hooky song.
I was gonna add, going a little off topic again. Kind of relating back to the show that we went to go see Periphery at, they kind of did include the audience a little bit, if I remember right, on a few songs.
Yeah, on a couple of them. Not much, but on a couple of them.
But also, most of the songs they performed was screaming vocals, so... Not everybody can do screaming vocals.
I think a better comparison would be when we went to go see Sammy Hagar last summer.
That would probably...
Lots of people singing along, and Sammy's encouraging people to sing along and stuff like that. So
weather. Hate it.
Yeah, it sucked. That was the worst part of it.
Walking back and forth.
But at least the show was good, what we got to see of it.
Didn't we calculate it to be that we only missed a few songs? Or
Yeah, I think we missed 3 or 4. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Michael, you got anything else on Ain't Talking About Love?
Nope.
All right, so we'll move on to track number 5. This is I'm the One. Michael, what do you got on this?
I really like this guitar solo at the beginning. It's so perfect. And then adds in the drums. It goes so well. And then you hear David come in. It's just perfect. Just perfection.
100%. And I agree with you. That outstanding opening guitar riff from Eddie Van Halen. It's killer. It's chef's kiss. Yeah. This is a really upbeat number, sort of boogie. Alex is rolling on the drums on this one. Eddie's guitar work is technical and blazing. He's absolutely on fire on this entire song.
Eddie was a pioneer for this time.
100%. I can only imagine what it had to be like listening to this record in 1978 when it came out, man. Because there was just nothing like it.
Who was around that was popular back then?
I mean, you had your Led Zeppelins.
Yeah.
You had your Beatles. I think Aerosmith was around. I know you're not familiar with Aerosmith yet. We're going to get to them eventually. But you had Black Sabbath. So you had bands that were around. Deep Purple. Deep Purple's another one that would have been around. So you had a Kiss also. So you had other bands around, but nobody was playing the guitar or the way that Eddie Van Halen did. Just nobody.
And Queen was around back then, too.
Yeah, Queen was. Predating Van Halen, you had Jimi Hendrix, and Hendrix is widely regarded as one of the greatest guitar players ever as well. We are definitely going to get to some Hendrix because I love Jimi Hendrix. So, you ever heard of Jimi Hendrix or ever heard his name? you're in for a treat, mate. Back to the song. I mean, the band seems to be just having a blast with this song. It's a really fun listen.
Yep.
I tell you, I really love the little doo-wop breakdown towards the end of the song. It's totally unexpected, but it works. It just works so well.
Yes. Yeah. It just comes out of nowhere.
Right. The music's just super upbeat, and then it just stops. And you get the little doo-wop section. It's phenomenal.
You may think it's over, and then it goes, do it.
I love it. It's one of my favorite moments on this entire record.
It's just jumpy. That's the best way to describe it. It just comes out of nowhere.
You're totally not expecting it.
You're just listening to this fast, upbeat guitar, just anything, and then all of a sudden it just stops. You think the song's over, and then all you hear is
in the vocal harmony on that little doo-wop section is fantastic.
Yep.
Really love that. Michael, you got anything else on I'm the One?
No.
All right. So we'll move on to track number 6. This is Jamie's Crying. Michael, what do you got on this one?
The opener is kind of different than the past few songs. It had a different way of starting off.
You talking about the opening guitar riff?
Yeah. Normally it's like out there. On this song, it's more back in the background.
Yeah, it's a little more subdued.
It's kind of like they wanted you to hear the vocals a bit more, or like the drums.
Yeah, I could see that, or maybe it's meant to be a little more bluesy.
That too.
What did you think of Roth's vocals on this one?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. Did you catch any of the lyrics, or did you read any of the lyrics?
No.
To this one?
I did not.
For me, on Jamie's Crying, the rhythm section on the song is so good. The groove that Alex and Michael lay down is just killer.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Eddie's guitar work on this. It's almost at times like he's simulating the sound of crying through the guitar strings. I thought that was a really cool touch. The chorus of this song is so hooky. You can't help but sing along. Eddie playing notes on the guitar to copy the notes of the vocal harmony is really awesome too. This is just, it's such a good song, and it's easy to see why it was such a big hit.
Yeah.
This is one of those songs that gets played on the radio all the time. It's a song that I've heard them play multiple times. This is another one of those songs that gets the crowd up and singing along. Anything else to say on Jamie's Crying, Michael? Had you ever heard this one before?
Nope.
What did you think of the rhythm section with Alex and Michael? Because they kind of carry this song. Eddie's guitar work is a little more subdued.
Yes. I did like it.
Good stuff. All right, so we'll move on from Jamie's Crying to track number 7. This is Atomic Punk.
Yeah,
Michael, what do you got on this one?
This song is different. With the beginning, way different. I don't even know how to describe, like the guitar with the guitar. It's different. Way different.
Yes, it is. Kind of got a grungy sound to it.
And then it moves in, and it has Eddie's moving back and forth between like actual pretty good riffs, and then the beginning like riff. It's pretty good. Pretty good song. Pretty good vocals from David and everything. The whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I love the opening guitar work on this song. That main guitar riff, I agree. It's absolutely killer. I enjoy David Lee Roth's vocals and lyrics on this one very much. And I agree with you. The guitar sound, it's really dirty and gritty, very grungy. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's an outstanding Eddie guitar solo around the halfway point that'll just melt your face off, man. It's also worth mentioning that the bass line and drum work are again fantastic on this song. This is one of those songs, I think this is a really underappreciated song on the record. I don't think it was a really big hit or anything like that. I don't think it was all over the radio as much as some of these other songs were. But this is a personal favorite of mine. I really like Atomic Punk. Michael, what else you got on Atomic Punk?
To back up your thing, your statement, the Atomic Punk on Spotify, on the remastered version of the first record, has 12 million listens, and the least is the last song with 8 million.
Out of curiosity, where does Atomic Punk rank by comparison to some of the other songs?
Well, I can already tell you, the two most popular songs is Running with the Devil, which is at the most, and
how many listens on that one?
261 million.
Holy cow, yeah. That's a big old difference between that and Atomic Punk's 12 million.
The jump from the first four songs, it goes from Ain't Talking About Love at second, then Eruption's fourth, and then You Really Gotta Hold On. You Really Got Me. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. And then it goes down to 42 million with Jamie's Crying.
That's still a really good number. Jamie's Crying is one of the more popular songs off the record.
It goes from the fourth being at 203 million listens to the fifth song having 15 million.
And what's the fifth song?
I'm the One.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really big drop-off.
It does not get above 100 million after that. And
interesting.
The top 5 songs on Spotify, on Van Halen's page thing, it goes number 1's Jump, number 2 is Panama, number 3 is Ain't Talking About Love. I think that's incorrect. I think. All right, let me resort this for them. Jump and Panama are still in first and second, and then it goes Running with the Devil, then Ain't Talking About Love, and Why Can't This Be Love?
Pretty good lineup there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only Sammy Hagar era song that's on there in the top 10.
Not a bad lineup. Back to Atomic Punk real quick, Michael. Do you got anything else on this one?
Nope.
All right. So we'll move on to track number 8. This is Feel Your Love Tonight. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I really like this song. It's different.
Yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm. I like the instruments. I like the vocals. It's just perfect. This album's just perfect.
Yeah, this one is, in my opinion, the most poppy and danceable song on the record. The band shows that while they're a hard rock act, they still have the musical chops to make something that is accessible to the masses. Every time I have ever seen the band play this song live, the audience is generally dancing and singing along. The vocal harmonies on this song are just killer. This song is so hooky.
Mm-hmm.
That guitar riff is so much fun. We get a fun Eddie guitar solo in the latter part of the song. Just just such a fun song, man. I can't help but sing along to this, and even when it comes on, you know, I can't help but kind of dance around and stuff with it. Even though I don't have any rhythm for dancing, I can't help but dance around and sing along with it. It's just a really good hooky song.
It's all right.
I really enjoy Roth's vocals. I enjoy the lyrics to the song. It's chef's kiss. It's perfection.
It's all right. We all know.
It's all right?
No, I'm talking about your dancing skills.
Oh.
It's all right. You're better at many other things. Dancing is not your strong suit.
The only dancing that I usually do is the occasional slow dance with your mom, and that's not even all that frequent,
yeah, she has to drag you out on the floor.
That's true.
I was joking about that.
Michael, can you, when you listen to Feel Your Love Tonight, can you kind of hear and see why the audience would be so into this?
Yes.
Why they would be singing along and kind of dancing with it?
Yes.
It's just got a danceable rhythm. It's got a really good sing-along, hooky chorus. Great stuff. Definitely less heavy than a lot of the other material on this album. Michael, what else you got on Feel Your Love Tonight?
Nothing. Actually, wait. I really like the guitar work on this song. Really, really like it. Really.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Eddie's got a gift, or I guess I should say had a gift. Eddie had a gift for songwriting, man. Just magic.
I think you're gonna have to start using past tense. You have been using current tense a lot.
I don't want to use past tense. I mean, I know he's gone, but I don't want to use the past tense like that. All right, so we'll move on from Feel Your Love Tonight to track number 9. This is Little Dreamer. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I kind of like the beginning guitar riff a lot. It's pretty good. I also like I just like how they formed these songs with the guitar work and then it leads into the drums. I really like that.
You like the composition of the songs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Little Dreamer's a bit of a bluesy rocker this time. This one probably is the most bluesy song on the record. It's not a bad song by any stretch, but it's definitely not one of my favorites on the record. There's a really good bass line on the song. Eddie's little guitar flourishes help to keep this one interesting. There is a really solid guitar solo around the halfway point. And I will say that the best thing I can say for this is that this bluesy style of song works really well with David Lee Roth's vocal style, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the kind of thing that fits right in Dave's comfort zone, I think. Michael, what would you classify Dave's vocals as?
Bouncing between things.
What are you bouncing between?
Tenor and baritone and bass. Which I am technically a bass.
Interesting. I would have never thought that about you.
Which is bass is the lowest.
Right. I assume tenor is the next notch up.
No.
No?
Baritone is.
Okay.
And then
I would probably put
tenor. Tenor is...
I'd probably put Dave somewhere in that baritone tenor range.
Tenor is a little off alto. And then alto, and then soprano, and then descant. Descant is higher than soprano.
Out of curiosity, Michael, what do you think about David Lee Roth as a vocalist overall?
Sammy Hagar's better.
Dave's not the most gifted singer. However, he's a hell of a showman. Whenever I've ever seen him live, or even when I've seen them on old video, he has a way with the crowd He's a consummate showman. He's a phenomenal frontman live. He's got a lot of energy. He likes to engage the crowd and stuff like that. He keeps the crowd interested. He's just not the greatest singer in the world. He's got a certain comfort zone and he tries to stay in it. But he's
that's
definitely not as gifted as Sammy.
That's what I've seen. He stays in his vocal range. And that's why I was having so much trouble trying to rank his voice, because I have to, if I were to know how high he could sing, like Sammy can sing up to probably a high soprano, close to descant, and it's hard to rank David's voice because I can't tell how high he can sing. That's really what my point is. I can't really. That's why I was having so much trouble.
I get it. Roth's vocal style is very unique. I wouldn't call him the most gifted vocalist of his time, or even amongst all of the other singers from the 80s heavy metal movement that kind of took inspiration from Van Halen. He's not even the most gifted singer among all of those, but he makes up for that in pure showmanship. I think, and he also makes up for it in his lyric writing. He's got this very subversive sense of humor, so most of his lyrics aren't really meant to be taken all that seriously. He's just having fun. And I honestly think that's why when you see the debates or hear the debates about who's the better singer, Sammy or Roth, a lot of people like to lean towards Dave for a couple reasons. Number one, Dave represents the original lineup of the band. And number two, they associate the Dave era with this good time, party, danceable, fun music. Because
so
when Sammy joined the band, they matured a bit and changed their sound.
So what I'm hearing is nostalgia. Is basically what I'm hearing.
As they say, nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Michael, you got anything else on Little Dreamer before we move on?
No. I think we went off topic. I think we made our whole entire new song. Just debating.
That's the fun of doing this show, though, is to have these little sidebar discussions. So, we'll move on to track number 10. This is Ice Cream Man. Michael, I can't wait to hear what you have on this.
This will be the only song I will say this on. It's just straight blues. To me.
I don't see this as a blues song. I think it's more of like a rockabilly rhythm and blues kind of song.
I think this song is probably my least favorite on them.
Any particular reason why? You want to elaborate?
It just really didn't stick out to me.
What'd you think about the opening of the song with just Roth and an acoustic guitar?
Yeah. It's different.
Yeah. This is another cover song. And as silly as it is, I really like this song. The way the song opens with just Roth and the acoustic guitar is just perfect. And again, for the style of the song, I think Roth's vocals really shine here. The song gets much better once the full band kicks in. We get an awesome Eddie Van Halen guitar solo around the halfway point. This is the sort of song that is considered sort of a Roth-era staple. It's really heavy on the innuendo with a side of subversive humor. Really fun song. All the times that I've seen Van Halen with Roth, they've played this one. And the crowd usually gets engaged with it. It's just a fun song. But you didn't like it, eh?
Not my favorite.
Man, everybody loves ice cream. What's wrong with you? That's just
I like the food. I like the song.
Did you pick up on the innuendo with the lyrics? It's pretty heavy.
I'm ready to move on to the next song.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it, huh? All right, so we'll move on from Ice Cream Man to the final song on the record. This is track 11. This is On Fire.
They're
Michael,
really on fire. You can't get me wrong. They really are on fire. They're jamming out.
Yep, they are. What'd you think of the vocals on this song?
Different.
Yeah. Do you like high-pitched vocals? Because you definitely get them on this song. David Lee Roth and Michael Anthony are really pushing their vocals to the upper part of their ranges during the chorus. I enjoy the gritty guitar work from Eddie on this one. There's a really solid bass line on the song as well.
Yeah.
Alex's drum work is fantastic. It's one of the shorter songs on the album, but it's still a good time. Just a solid closer.
Yeah.
I like On Fire a lot.
It's better than the Inside.
Would you say Ice Cream Man is the inside of this record?
I don't think it's that bad. I did not say it was Inside Bubble. I said it was my least favorite, not Inside Bubble. Inside Bubble is lower than F.
It's right out. We don't talk about Inside.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
You got anything else on Fire?
They're on fire.
Yeah. With the high pitches that they hit on during the chorus, I wonder if the idea was to make themselves sound like the sound of a fire engine when the lights and the horns are blaring.
We're just speculating at this point.
No, I'm serious. I wonder if that's what it's meant to
Maybe.
do.
Or like a fire alarm.
Right. Yep. Anything else on Fire before we move on?
They described themselves.
Yeah. Okay, Michael. It's time to give our overall album ratings and our final thoughts. Go ahead and take it away.
Perfect album. I feel like David's vocals had more potential. I feel like his vocals, he just really doesn't use his voice box to his full potential that they can be on this.
Yeah, I don't think he was professionally trained.
Yeah.
So I think one of the common complaints with him is that he doesn't stay on key.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But that's all a part of the whole thing with this original Van Halen lineup, right? So, got anything else, Michael?
Nope.
What was your ranking? What was your final rating?
I really enjoyed this. I think I'm debating now. I'm second guessing myself. 5.
It's getting 5 out of 5 from Michael.
5 out of 5.
For me, this album is so much fun to listen to. You can hear the pure joy coming through in their music. While I do tend to prefer Sammy Hagar as a vocalist, I still absolutely love the Roth era records. This record is tops on the list of the Roth era for me. Everything about this album just works. Eddie Van Halen's mastery of the guitar cannot be overstated. Alex Van Halen's thunderous work on the drums is fantastic. Michael Anthony's work on the bass and his backing vocals are so underappreciated. They're such a key and iconic component of that Van Halen sound. David Lee Roth is a consummate performer. What he lacks in vocal prowess, he makes up for in attitude and presence. The four pieces fit together so well here. This album is an absolute masterpiece, and it gets a 5 out of 5 from me as well. And that'll bring us to our question for the audience. What is your favorite track on Van Halen, and why? And with that said, we're going to move on to our next segment. This is Can't Wait, new music coming soon. As is customary for this segment every episode, even though I know Michael's answer typically, I'm still legally obligated to have to ask, Michael, is there anything that you've seen that you're looking forward to?
Not seen anything, but wishing. I'm going to add a few things.
Okay.
I am going to add a new Protest of the Hero album. Of course, Periphery. Carvel.
You know, I'm just going to say while you're thinking about that, I'm just going to say, you're not allowed to wish for another Carnival record anymore until you get caught up on all their back catalog. As far as I'm aware, you've only ever heard their first record. Yeah. I know you.
That's not true.
Anything else?
New Finch record.
Yeah, that's probably not happening.
36 Crazy Piss.
Yeah, that's probably not happening either.
New music from you.
Sure. Yeah.
Your turn.
Some stuff that's on my radar here over the next week or so. On March 14th, Coheed and Cambria drop their new album, Vaxxus 3, The Father of Make-Believe. Also on March 14th, Steven Wilson releases his new record, The Overview. So definitely looking forward to both of those. Definitely looking forward to spending some time with both of those. Also recently announced, on April 25th, Night of the Round is going to put out their new record, Refractions. And if you're not familiar with Night of the Round, you should be. They are a heavy metal Final Fantasy cover band. They're amazing. And they're from right here in our home state, Michael. On May 30th, Wildharda puts out their new record, Where the Forest Sings Beneath Trees of Eternity. And on June 13th, Fallujah is putting out their new record, Xenotaph. So definitely looking forward to all those records as well. All right, so we'll move right along. We didn't receive any listener feedback this time around, so we'll move straight on in to Michael's journey, discovering a song from the past. And this time around, we're going to get Michael's thoughts on Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Goode. A little background on Johnny B. Goode. This was written and sung by Chuck Berry in 1958. It was released as a single, and it peaked at number 2 on the Hot R&B Sides chart and number 8 on its pre-Billboard Hot 100 chart. The song remains a staple of rock and roll music. Johnny B. Goode is considered one of the most recognizable songs in the history of popular music. It is credited as the first rock and roll hit about rock and roll stardom. It's been covered by various other artists and has received several honors and accolades. Those include being ranked 33rd and 7th, respectively, on Rolling Stone's 2021 and 2004 versions of the 500 Greatest Songs of All Time. It was also included as one of the 27 songs on the Voyager Golden Record, which is a collection of music, images, and sounds designed to serve as an introduction and record of global humanity's achievements, innovations, and culture to alien, otherworldly inhabitants.
They need to look at that Rush record.
When Chuck Berry was honored in the first Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony on January 23rd, 1986, he performed Johnny B. Goode and rock and roll music, backed by Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. The song itself was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1999 for its influence as a rock and roll single. Michael, did you know that Chuck Berry is considered the father of rock and roll?
No.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Michael, let's get your thoughts on Johnny B. Goode.
I love this song. Love it. I love the vocals. It's just perfect. Good for its time. I did not know this song came out in 1950s.
It'd be right at home with any era, right?
With this song, it kind of sounds like it's like 80s or 90s sounding.
Yeah, you can definitely hear how his sound influenced the bands that came after him.
I need to do some real quick math real fast.
Like, the guitar riff on this song is killer. Absolutely
This
iconic.
song is 73 years old. No, a little bit older. I find that crazy. That still stands up to today's standards.
Yeah, and it absolutely holds up. What'd you think of Chuck's guitar work on this, Michael?
It's amazing. Amazing. It makes sense why he is named one of the founding fathers of rock and roll.
No, he is the father of rock and roll.
Let me rephrase that. Founder.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, my first experience with this song was actually not the Chuck Berry original. It was actually from the film Back to the Future. During the film, Michael J. Fox's character Marty McFly joins the band playing a high school dance. He plays guitar and takes lead vocals as they launch into a cover of Johnny B. Goode. I always loved this scene, and I loved this song. Later on, I discovered the Chuck Berry original and loved it as well. The opening guitar riff sets you up for a good time. It's such a fun, upbeat song. It's got swing to it. I love the bass work on this one so much. The piano works so well with this song as well. We get treated to a really fun guitar solo from Berry. Chuck Berry, again, is considered the father of rock and roll. It was he that helped refine elements of rhythm and blues into what we consider rock and roll. His influence on all rock music is evident. His status as the pioneer of rock and roll is absolutely unquestioned. Love this song. Love him.
Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael, what's your rating on this song out of 5?
I'm going to have to give this a 5 out of 5.
So we got a completely perfect score for Michael.
Double
you gave
perfect
score to the Van Halen record. Gave a perfect score to Chuck Berry. Outstanding. All right, Michael, up next for you on your journey, we're going to listen to some Little Richard. We're going to listen to his song Tutti Frutti. Have you ever heard it before?
May have. I have no clue, though.
I think you're going to be in for a treat. Outstanding song. Also, in the next episode, we will be discussing Periphery's 2016 release, Periphery 3 Select Difficulty. I know you're looking forward to that, Michael.
Can I make a comment?
Absolutely.
Get ready to select a difficulty.
All right. With that said, we do want to hear from you. We will read your emails and messages on the show. We have only one request. Keep them clean. There are several ways to contact us. You can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on several social media platforms, such as Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. Details on how to connect with us are in the show notes. We're also now part of the SPDM Crew Podcast Network. Check out all of the podcasts on the network by visiting spdmcrew.com.
If you like the show, subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform and share with your friends and family. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a variety of other platforms. We are also on YouTube. Can't find us on your chosen platform? Choose a message and let us know. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This helps us be found in the algorithm. Make them good and we'll read them on the air. Are you in a band and you'd like for us to check you out, possibly drop a recommendation on the show? Shoot us a message and we'd love to give you shouts.
We'd like to thank you very much for listening to the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast. Take care and enjoy music.